Now let's go ahead and create a custom exception and change the status code. So let's go ahead and open up the project tab in here. And what I want to do is I'm going to create a new package, and this package will be called exception. There we go. And now let's create a new class. So I'm going to say class, and this will be not and then found exception. This will extend a runtime exception, right? So we have two types of exceptions. So we have runtime exceptions and checked exceptions. So checked are the ones that we have to explicitly catch them, so with a try and catch block, or the runtime exception, which is an exception that can be thrown during the normal operation of the Java virtual machine, right? Or the execution of your application. So now what we're going to do is annotate this class, and let me just put this full screen. So we're going to annotate this class here with at and then response. So at and then response. Oops. So response and then status from Spring Framework.web.bind.annotation. So this allows us to change the status code. So here I'm going to say value, and then I'm going to press Shift Control and then space, and I get auto completion. And check this out. And I think you can say Control space. Yeah, Control space, right? So here I'm actually getting smart code completion. So here you can see that we have a bunch of HTTP status, and you've learned about HTTP status. So accepted, bad request, conflict, created, found, and basically you can see all of them in here. So what we want here is not and then found. So if I actually press command, right, and then navigate to this status code. So let me just go in there and Control B for Windows or Command B for Mac. And you can see right here. So this is the list of all of the status code, right? So this is a client error. So 404, and it's a not found. And right here, you can see the number. So 404, right? So let me just close this. And let me open up the customer service. So this is where we actually throw the exception. And instead of saying new illegal state exception, I'm going to say new and then not found exception. So you can see that this is actually complaining, and that's because we need to add a constructor. So let's add a constructor. And basically this will take string and then message, and then we're going to say super, and this means that, so inside, so this means sending to the super constructor or this class basically here, and inside I'm going to press Command P, and you can see that we can pass a message there. So I'm going to say message, and there we go. So now if I go back to customer service, you can see that the error went away. Now let's restart the application and then go back to Postman. And before, remember when we sent this request, this was a 500, so internal server error. And now if I send the request, you can see that this now it's much better, right? So this is a 404, meaning that customer with ID 34 is not found. And we still have this message right here. So this is a better way of doing things. And this is fine. So this JSON object is fine. But there are times where we want to customize the object or the payload that the client receives. So we can actually take this a step further and actually improve on our exception handling. And that's what we're going to learn how to do next.